And hi, Mike. Thanks for calling in. Welcome to Moments of Clarity.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Thanks for calling in.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sheree, for sharing your story. I think it's a very powerful one.
Yes.
But I wanted to kind of pick up on something you had said earlier about how you're getting more and more men who want to connect with you and talk about their experiences. And I think that is, on one hand, I think that's incredibly cool, right? Because I remember, when I first started writing about being a sexual abuse survivor online like 18 years ago, first off, nobody was really doing that. And second off, like back then and even for a while after that, like people would come to the site and just the assumptions about me and who I was and who was writing the site were all over the place. But the idea that a straight man was talking about being sexually assaulted as a child was just unfathomable to people, right? So many people were just like, no, you're not. And I think that has changed. I think some of the big sort of widespread abuse cases that we've seen in the news have kind of broken through that consciousness a little bit, gotten people to understand that, hey, there are male victims of sexual assault, that sexual violence is not simply a women's problem. Like, this is everybody's problem. So do you feel that has changed in your experience since you've gone through this?
Sheree?
Yeah. So, yeah, Mike, thank you so much for sharing, number one, and being vulnerable and open. This whole topic has become, I think, something that is evolving so quickly that to call anything normal in our experience is almost laughable at this point, right?
Right.
So I think that in the process of opening up and allowing the space for people to share, it brings people like you forward who have something on their heart, but for some reason we haven't allowed that safe container to take place. So by you doing the work to speak up, and by me and Tiffany and all the other people that are willing to step into the arena and come together and say, it's time that we band together, we will raise the vibration of this planet and we will create that safe container, and more people like you will come forward. And with men, I think it's such an interesting stigma that's been created around, like you said, a straight man being sexually abused. That doesn't make any sense. But the truth is, the statistic on men is something like 1 in 6 men or 1 in 9 men. That's huge. That's huge, but nobody talks about it. So I would encourage you to continue to share your story, to speak up, to allow people that space to be able to share their experiences as well. And however that looks like for you, of course, it looks different for everybody. Tiffany has a radio show. I'm an empowerment speaker. Like, you have a blog, it sounds like. So we get to just continue to normalize the conversation so people don't feel so alone.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that's exactly why I started, right? I wanted someone who was at first dealing with this to be able to go on the internet and find someone.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, and you still have it, Mike?
I do, yeah.
I'd like to help publish that too, and share that. So let's talk later.
Yeah, we can definitely talk about it later. But if anybody's interested, I can give you the URL.
Sure.
It's at childabusesurvivor, all one word, .net.
Okay. Childabusesurvivor.net. And please post that under the Facebook show today too, please.
Sure.
And thank you for sharing. And we'll talk more. But I definitely think that the movement for men rising up and speaking out on sexual abuse has a long way to go. But
it does. But it's gotten a lot better.
It has gotten better.
I feel good about that.
Yeah, it definitely has gotten better, but there's so much more. I mean, even for women too, but especially for men, I think. But thank you so much for calling in. We're just getting low on time. But have a nice day. Thank you so much. So, Sheree, I mean, you must keep busy with all the talk about trauma and everything. I mean, I don't think I know anyone that hasn't been traumatized in some way of something, whether it's war, or childhood, or emotional abuse, or a divorce, or, I mean, so many things can really affect somebody's psyche, and we have 3 minutes. I want to get into your book.
Yeah.
What was it for? It's coming out in 2020. And how can people find you to hire you for motivational speaking and all of those things too, and your webpage? I want you to promote as much as you can.
Totally. So my website's actually being built right now. So it will be shereetrask.com, but right now it's not up as of November. But that will be it. And the easiest way to find me is Facebook or Instagram. It's just my name, Sheree Trask. And that's
SHEREETRASK.
Yep.
Just for our listeners.
Yep.
All right.
And my book will be out in 2020, but I don't have a date on that yet.
And it's called What Was It For? So now it makes sense of why you titled the book then after listening to your interview. Mm-hmm. And, finding the for, like your grandma said, finding the source of things. That's really cool that you're making a positive outcome out of something so tragic.
Yeah, thank you.
And none of it was your fault. And you had to make some very grown-up decisions at 19 out of something that you didn't choose, And so can you still have kids now?
I guess we'll find out when that time comes.
I hope it didn't hurt you all that much. I mean, and definitely I support you, and I'm going to have you come back on the show if you're willing and talk more, because this is something that we need to talk about more.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to.
So Sheree Trask, SHEREETRASK. You can follow her on Facebook as well. And I look forward to seeing your book and talking about it when it comes out in 2020.
Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate it.
It's so nice to have met you. And thank you so much, Ed, and everyone, the team, and for the callers to call in, Fred and Mike. God bless you guys. And thank you so much for sharing today. And we'll be back with Moments of Clarity every Thursday, Friday from 12 to 1. And please be kind to yourself, and especially a stranger. You never know what they're going through. Take care. Thanks, Ed.
You're so alive. Now it clicks. Moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it. Moments of clarity. To yourself, be kind. It will please your mind. Hope is following you. Don't abandon yourself. Find your joy.